Okay, hi guys, it's Kiara again. So this time I'm going to be going over my college portfolio. So I got accepted into most of the schools, the only one exception being Cal Arts. But so just to let you guys know, I did kind of mix and match some of my pieces that I put in for college. So right now I'm just going to focus on the Arts Center portfolio because that's the school I currently go to. And then later I can also show you the pieces I also submitted for other colleges because all the colleges have kind of different requirements. And Arts Center is definitely a little bit more strict. So the Arts Center portfolio, you need your story pitch, character designs, finished keyframes, figure drawings, sketchbook pages, and a animated short film. But so for the animated short film, you don't actually need an animated short film. I'm pretty sure including animation is optional, but you may want to email and double check because all I included was just short and like animated gifs. They weren't a whole film. I don't think they would expect anyone because not everyone has the resources to animate. And then in addition to that, there's the portfolio video, which you can look about on the website. So all right, let's get going. So the first thing is the pitch. So this was mine. Now that I'm reading it over, it's definitely kind of grammar is not great, but in a world with a different breed of ghosts, young Hope has moved to live with her grandmother she's never met in a town she's never been before. Desperate for an understanding of her world, Hope strives to learn of her past and her mother's disappearance. So yeah, that was my pitch. At the time, this story wasn't really as developed as I wanted it to be because I was still thinking it through, but I had to come up with something. So here's the storyboards. They're really messy. Like, put more time into yours. For me, I was rushing because at first I wasn't really planning on applying to Art Center, and then 2 days before the deadline, I was like, you know what? I should. So I was kind of rushing to get these done, so definitely put more time and effort. Like, actually use, like, grids for the square, not grids, but you know what I mean. And also try to type things out because my handwriting is so illegible, I can't even read it. And yeah, also when you do the red arrows, try to make them thinner. I don't know why mine are so thick. But yeah, here, I honestly, like, try to look up a little bit on, like, storyboarding and, like, camera movement because this is definitely a little confusing here and there. But yeah, there's my storyboards. And then because I thought I had to do like the whole story, I was like, okay, shit, this is only the beginning. So I also did like probably not, I wouldn't recommend this. I did like a general plotline key moment thing where I kind of like outlined the whole story, even though like at the time I didn't even finish writing the story, so I kind of just BS'd it a little, honestly. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it because it kind of looks not great. So if you're gonna do, I think the storyboards, just storyboard out like key moments. But yeah, that's what I did, and I mean I got in, so I don't know. Okay, so next is the character designs, and so they want references for the character design. So I compiled all the references. I actually compiled this after I designed the characters because it doesn't that design the characters beforehand because they were my OCs. But still make a reference sheet because Art Center is really big on references. So once you actually get into school, they're always part of the homework is compiling references, printing them out, and hanging them on the wall before the teacher comes to class. So yeah, here's the character sheet. So this is protagonist Hope. So they basically just put like a full body, character expressions, some concepts, and also like the old concept. So the one with the pink hair was my original design. It's really bad. It's old. Her leg is broken. And then to the left, I gave various outfit ideas. Another thing you can do is when you write down the name, you can write down the name in the font that the character would write it in. So Hope is a little bit more graceful, more like fragile, so she would write in a bit more simpler, like script like writing. Here is Danielle, more tough and rumble kind of girl, bit like a bully. So yeah, there's her. And then my third one is Loop. I still really like the little doodle of her with the big coat and the little concept drawing. So yeah, those are the concept drawings that I did for the characters. And then here was the lineup I did for like the main cast. And I can't actually remember if I submitted it with this, because there might have been an image limit, but I wanted to show you guys anyway because I did admit it to the other colleges. So yeah, we have Loop. I forget some of their names. These two boys I actually took out of the story and repurposed them into a different story because reasons. And then yeah, the rest of my cast. And yeah, that's them. So and then here's the keyframe. So here's Hope and Danielle. I think this was my first full drawing I did on my Wacom Cintiq, because I just got my Cintiq. I was super excited, and this was, I think, one of my first BG drawings on it, and I was super proud of it. And it still holds up. The characters look a little wonky, the shading, but other than that, I think it's nice. I like the bike in the foreground. I definitely used a reference for that. I don't know why I added the white bridge thing. I just wanted to add something, even though, like, it has no relevance into the story whatsoever. Like, I don't think that would actually happen. But I wanted something so it's not, like, empty space. So, yeah. And then here's my other one. Here is Hope and her grandmother in the house. That house is super boring looking. The walls are very plain. The couch, I don't know what that is. That couch is horrendously ugly. Definitely look at references. I wasn't looking at references when I drew this, and it shows. Yeah, I think this was one of the pieces I was rushing to doing before the deadline, because all 5 keyframes needed to correspond with the story. So I had to do this one quick. And yeah, it really does show. Here's another one. I still kind of like it. It's cool. Here's Loop. And one of the other girls, I think her name was Sultan. I can't remember. They're old OCs. Yeah, I always love to do cityscapes because, I'm from New York. And the city at night kind of aesthetic is what I'm going for. I will say, though, the 2 lamps on either side are really, really bright and kind of too much contrast going on there. I mean, it looks nice, but not enough focus on the characters. Like, the characters, I feel like they're not popping out enough. But at the time, I wasn't really thinking too much about contrast, which I really should. Always think about contrast. So, yeah. Here's this piece with Jason Yvonne, who, again, I repurposed into a different story. And that cowgirl, I forget her name, too. But, yeah, I like this piece still. The oranges are really nice. And it's a good singing thing. Should have used a reference for the guitar. The guitar looks really funky. I think I tried to use the reference after I already drew his arms. And then I was like, oh, this is way off. But I was too lazy to redraw his arms. So I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out. Don't do that. Look at a reference from the start. Trust me. Yeah, that's that. Oh, and here's my last one, which I always rushed to do before the deadline. This is Hope's past with, who's that mysterious lady? It's her mom. And, I try to, add stories so to the left there's, a shadow and, the papers that says funeral expenses, and then a dying flower, because I was like, ooh, I'm so my mind, so smart. But yeah, also that room is really whack. There's just a chair and then nothing else in that room. What is that? Why is the chair in the middle of the floor? That should be leaned against a wall. I wasn't thinking, You should think. Look at references. Okay. Oh yeah, and here's the animations I did that I submitted. I don't think I'll ever animate as good as this. Here, I'll play it again. I think I spent like 2 weeks on this at school because I went to an arts high school, and because, lucky me, and we were working on this. Mostly, the only reason it's this good was because of spite, not gonna lie. But, that's a story for another day. And here's my other gif of Miss Baker dancing. Overall, it's pretty cute. Again, I don't know how I animated this, like, practically kind of well. It's okay. Not the best, but, like, at the time, I was in high school, not bad. The only thing is her feet kind of just move up slowly. So, yeah, those feet are not in place. So, yeah, that's all my character stuff. And then for the studies, I had, like, a lot, and I honestly don't know which I put in. But here's, like, some animal studies. These are old Copic environment studies. And then, yeah, here are some figure drawings I did. I really don't remember which ones I included, but this should give you, like, a general sense. So here's my room, or, like, my old room from New York. It's really crowded and busy. But, yeah, you want to, like, kind of, like, draw your environment. Don't use photos if you can. Try to do it from real life. So I went to a, what was it? I went to, like, the Society of Illustrators. I think, was that what it's called? I forget, but, like, back in New York, every Sunday for, like, 4 hours, I would go and I would draw people naked or clothed. Sorry, some of them are not rotated. So when you draw the figure drawings, you want to have a variety of different times. So, like, do some quick gesture drawings, some more like 5-minute ones, and then some longer poses, like 20 minutes and up. So kind of mix it up. If you can't go to a like live figure drawing, then you can go out and, like, draw people, but that's pretty hard. And also, I hate drawing in public. So you could also use Croquis Cafe on, like, YouTube. They have they basically do, like, nude modeling. And I mean, you could also I'm sure there's tons of other references you can probably find. Oh, Bodies in Motion is another great website where they have videos of people moving, and then they also have the keyframes of those people. And they're clothed if you're not quite comfortable with nudity. But yeah, here, okay, how long is this? But yeah, try to draw, like, here's, like, I drew this in class of my classmates, their face portraits, whatever. If they're being still enough, I would try to draw them real quick. But yeah, here, that's that. And that's my old kitchen. Yeah, just drawings from my old house. Here's drawings I did of my dog from photos because he moves too fast. And then here's some other things that I submitted to my other colleges, like my other lineups, because I did a bunch. So here's one, and that's just the expressions from before. Here's a Copic drawing I did, traditional. The composition is horrid, so I kind of cropped it so it's just half of, so the top part doesn't show, so at least the composition looks a little better. The lighting looks a little off, but it was Copics. Couldn't really, oh yeah, here's the cropped version I did with a filter. Here's another expression sheet of a different character. The expressions are nice, but her proportions are really inconsistent, as well as the way I drew her hair. But, also her line art, the line art thickness is also inconsistent. When you draw the expression sheets, unless you're trying to go for, like, a really extreme stylized character that never looks the same, something like Ren and Stimpy, you want to keep the proportions similar. But I didn't submit this to Art Center because she wasn't in the other story. There's another character lineup, which I was really trying to focus on shapes. I really like the third one. She's cool, but she's hard to draw in different angles. And yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, that's my portfolio. I hope this helped. And also, just letting y'all know, if you guys can also ask me to critique your portfolio, whether it's an individual piece or, like, your whole portfolio. I'm totally open to critiquing it as long as it's before September 7th. you can email me or DM me or whatever, and I'll happily look after it. So yeah, that's my video. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. And good luck on your portfolio. Bye.